What's up, you guys? Back with another video. It's your boy PJ21. I just want to say welcome back to my channel and also how you guys doing. And I just want to say also don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, repost, and share to all social media platforms. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell for future videos. And let's get right into this new day of content for you guys. Okay. So we're gonna start off with titled Kelsey's Bodyguard reveals she shot Megan Thee Stallion, not Tory Lanez. Okay. I don't know if the bodyguard's a woman or the bodyguard's referring to Kelsey, but basically, just to give y'all a little background, if some of you guys don't be on social media like that, like y'all really go about your lives like in public. Like y'all don't have your brains stuck like on your phones 24/7. But basically what happened was July 2020 nighttime ish, uh Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion was having argument, right, all right, where basically Megan was trying to joke around, and I don't know if she did it on purpose or by accident. You know how ladies be like joking around and whatnot, and it take too far, like seriously. So this was around July 2020, and Tory didn't like it. Like, and also like it was mentioned that she was also mocking his music, and that's something you don't do with a musician. Like, so like with an artist in general, like you mock their music, like saying that basically their music is trash. Um, so Tory didn't like it, and basically, the initial story was that they were both in a SUV Cadillac. They were in a big car where like it could fit more than like a couple of people, like up to five or maybe six. But it was Megan, Tory, Kelsey, and I don't know who else was there. But basically, what happened was that Tory had the gun in his possession, and he started like firing at Megan multiple times. Um, and that's how she was able to get out of the vehicle and only have basically a wound in her feet. That's a thing that confused me. How you only get no, how you get shot multiple times in a small space, like in a car, and Tori just missed all those shots, and you only got shot in the foot. And apparently, for fear for her safety, um, she had told the cops, because like they're all black, like this, like the cops, if it was like I don't even think if it matters if it was like a white cop or a black cop, um they still gonna go above the law, or they're gonna like use their power to like still put you down. So fear for her safety, she told the cops that she stepped on glass. All right. And it wasn't like fear for like Tory Lane's safety. It was just for her. Like seriously, like I don't know if it was on some selfish like move, but it was just for her safety. So she told the cops that she stepped on glass, and um also to not like reveal that there was a weapon in the vehicle as well. So that's what the initial story was, that Tory Lanez fired multiple times, and Megan Good was the only person that got hurt in the action in her foot. I don't know how that's possible, but it's possible. So now, after a couple of years, we're getting news now that it was really Kelsey that shot Megan instead of Tory. All right, so let's hear this out by Lion B Show.
Now, peeps, it looks like the woman scorned is finally going to see her day. Now, Kelsey's bodyguard has reportedly came forward claiming Kelsey was the one who actually shot Megan Thee Stallion, and says he stayed quiet about the assault until now, and that he felt guilty that a innocent man was locked away for all them years because of what his client actually did. Y'all check out what he had to say.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns.
Wait, so I'm sorry. So just for like a side note, Tory Lanez is not his real name. Like seriously, I thought Tory Lanez could be a real name. Like that's what I thought. But I guess Mr. Peterson is what they're referring to as Tory Lanez and whatnot. But three times could still be multiple times. So, and now I can really understand from a female perspective of her having the gun and shooting it 3 times, because females, they're not really, if you're not like trained or you practice like target practicing, like you're gonna miss, like, but you might not miss a foot because like she probably was just aiming like down, and then like yeah, she probably was trying to aim like in the middle, and then like she got clumsy and just like shot like below and whatnot.
The statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson. So unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken?
Yeah, that is crazy. I don't know why. I think either somebody corrupted like or like bribed somebody to only take Tory Lanez's like DNA, because that had to be like the only factor, like because you didn't take the DNA out of like Megan Thee Stallion or the DNA from Kelsey, you just took it from Tory Lanez. Like somebody had to bribe the medical examiner or whoever was in charge of taking samples, DNA samples, to only take Tory Lanez's blood. That's it, and match it with the with like who hands was on the gun and whatnot. Because like that's the type of thing that do be happening, like where like they plant like the weapon on somebody else, and then you don't really know who actually held the weapon at that moment.
Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken?
Yeah.
Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
Now, they know good and hell well that Tory didn't do that, man. Megan Thee Stallion knows that Kelsey was guilty of that. They got into an entanglement over Tory, you know what I'm saying? And beef was definitely real. So how they could actually let that man go to prison for over 10 years knowing he ain't do nothing? Only thing he was guilty of was slanging that D to them chicks. And they got
That's crazy. Like that's like it's been over 10 years, like a whole decade that this man has been in jail. Like, and my question now is like, is there gonna be like another trial? Um, is Kelsey gonna be put on charge? Um, and that's another thing too. Like, that's like a different side of the story where like instead of like instead of Megan and Tory arguing, it was actually Megan and Kelsey arguing over um Tory. And then she saw that there was a weapon that was available, and she decided to take that risk and try to shoot Megan. Like seriously, like I don't know how that's possible. I never seen like two girls fighting and then a weapon just be available. Like and then the one of the girls sees the weapon and be like, I'm gonna take that weapon and just like end up shooting the other girl that I'm fighting with. Like they throw hands. Girls be pulling hair. They be kicking. They be punching. I've never seen. Maybe it like it just haven't hasn't happened where like somebody just throws a gun like one of those video games where like they fighting and then they throw in like new accessories and then they'll be able to like use that weapon instead of their hands like basically I'm seeing a whole video game that's in place right now.
in their feelings and tried to get his ass locked up. Now, speaking of locked up, man, let's talk more about Tory Lanez. Now, y'all know I reported on him being stabbed 14 times. Now, man, there's more information floating around that Tory Lanez allegedly was trying to get at one of the inmates' wives, and that was retaliation. Y'all check out what they had to say.
He was working in the educational department, respectful, but he happened to be Tory Lanez's neighbor. And at visit, he was flirtatious with his wife, and his wife immediately told her husband. They went back, got confrontational, and Tory Lanez was on the tier saying that he was gonna F his wife because she likes black dudes. That's what really happened. And I had to go do some digging. I had to go. People kept asking me to go look it up, and I made contact with Tehachapi State Prison to finally get the.
I'm sorry, but that's the one thing that you should not do. Like, you get yourself first landed in jail, and then you try to provoke the other inmate that you're gonna smash his wife and just try to get away with it. Y'all both in jail. Y'all know that. Like y'all both cuffed in there. So he's been there the longest. And Tori, you just like landed in there. So like you know something's about to happen and you're not gonna get like off scot free. Like because that's what I heard that happened last Monday, that he got stabbed 9 times. More than no. Yeah, I was gonna do a 50 Cent reference, but no. Um, but yeah, this is why you never provoke or like tell another inmate that because you're not gonna go scot free. You're in jail with that inmate, so something's about to happen.
Story down because a lot of people kept saying it was black on black, and he tried to get a black DP'd and all that, and he was paying other people for protection to have other people hidden and trying to be the shot caller on the yard. Then I heard Mexicans did it, and I was like, all right, now let me just get to the bottom of it since everybody's throwing like 202 stories about it, but that is the information. That is what happened. He was being disrespectful towards his neighbor's wife at visit. He wasn't.
Now, if that's true, that's definitely crazy, man. I just really can't foresee, Tory Lanez doing something like that. But I mean, he said he was paying for protection, so he probably felt like he was pretty safe to disrespect a man and another man's wife. Definitely want to get your opinion on that. And also, man, this is just a whole lot, man. Kelsey busting shots at Megan Thee Stallion goddamn toes. Like, that's crazy. She took it to a whole nother level with that, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. How do y'all feel about Kelsey busting at Megan Thee Stallion and getting Tory Lanez sent to prison for 10 years? And people wanted Tory Lanez to be guilty so bad. You see all the women in the Shade Room comment super happy keep him in there. Oh, he did her wrong, this, and that. I wonder what people are gonna say now. I wonder exactly what people are gonna say now when they find out that this female rapper they were defending, you know what I'm saying, like she was doing dirt. And her best friend is the one that actually busted them damn toes. I really want to know what them Shade Room commenters are going to say about that. I know they're going to be in their feelings and also somehow try to find out a way to either blame a black man or blame Tory. You already know how the story go. I'm sorry, it got to be said. It's got to be said, man. Like, you know, we bear a lot of responsibilities for a lot of stuff that we ain't even much do. So I'm glad that justice is finally coming through for Tory Lanez, you know, because be it Tory Lanez or anybody that's being falsely accused of anything is wrong, you know. Not saying I'm a fan of Tory or any of that, but somebody's being falsely accused. And we already know that as a history of being black people in general, we always get falsely accused. And for people to celebrate him being in prison for something he ain't do just because they didn't like him, they ain't like his personality, maybe they ain't like that he was dealing with multiple chicks and dealing with Kylie and dealing with Megan and dealing with all these other people, you know, that's no reason for a man to go to prison just because, you know what I'm saying, he knocking out a whole bunch of hoes. That's just something that he does. He don't deserve to be in there if he is innocent. So shout out to the Bodyguard, man, for finally telling the truth. I mean, you probably could have did it a couple years ago, but, you know, like they say, it's better late than never. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, it's crazy, but like I think it's just like something that happens to traditional like in this world. Like the black man always gets accused in every like situation between him and like multiple girls or just one girl. Um, my same question goes like if there's gonna be another case like for Kelsey, like is she gonna get on trial? Is she gonna get charged for anything? Um, for a fact, the bodyguard could have said something like earlier, but then at the same time, he probably had Kelsey probably had some leverage over the bodyguard because I heard like during the beginning that there was an NDA that he couldn't even speak like during the trial with Tory Lanez, so he couldn't even like testify or anything. So yeah, so we'll just see. And I don't really think that you guys could like. I'm not on Megan's side, but I'm just saying that you don't have to blame her because it was really Kelsey. Like both of them were fighting over Tory, but at the same time, like that's still also Tory Lanez's a client. Like that's not just Megan's best friend. That's also Tory Lanez's client. So at the same time, Kelsey is mutual to both of them. So um, I just wish that there would be another trial with Kelsey. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I'm not wanting to like Kelsey to like get in trouble, but like if she was the one that took the weapon and shot at Megan, then she should be on trial because Tory Lanez just faced 10 years over a decade for something that he didn't do, and he was talking he was talking his mouth off and got landed in multiple stabbings by a Mexican. This is making make sense, okay? All right, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, repost, and share to all social media platforms. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell for future videos, and stay tuned for the next video.